first age, in the first battle, when the shadows first lengthened, one stood, burned by the embers of Armageddon, his soul blistered by the fires of hell, and tainted beyond ascension. He chose the path of perpetual torment. In his ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with boiling blood, he scoured the unknown plains, seeking vengeance against the Dark Lords who had wronged him. He wore the crown of the Night Sentinels, and those that tasted the bite of his sword named him the Doom Slayer.
Rip and tear until it is done. For, like the 8th time, Doom the Dark Ages is the blood-soaked return of gaming's most iconic Demon Slayer. Now, he dares to think even bigger and better than ever before. It's a bold, brutal shift that trades speed for weight, agility for power, and a more futuristic for the... still futuristic, but a lot more medieval. But somehow it all comes together perfectly. In a ferocious war against the forces of hell, only one man is strong enough to turn the tides. The Doom Slayer. Taking place before the events of Doom 2016, because why not at this point, no demon is safe from the wrath of the Slayer. Not even demons from the past. If you're looking for a deeply gripping, emotional story here, then I got some bad news for you. Story really isn't Doom's strong point. In fact, after over 8 different entries into the Doom series, I still have absolutely zero idea of what's going on. But that's actually pretty okay. Doom is one of those games where you don't really need a story. Just you, a giant demon, and hundreds of weapons that you'll use to turn them into red goo. Thankfully, Doom the Dark Ages manages to take what made Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal so fun and expand upon it in a rather risky way that ultimately pays off. No more linear tight corners or swift air dashing or even double jumping. Instead, the Dark Ages takes a more heavier, grounded approach to its combat. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous about the wide open areas and a more focus on what passes for a story in the Doom universe. But after a little over an hour of straight up demon killing, I found myself preferring this version of Doom over the others. Just when you thought demon slaying couldn't get any better, the Dark Ages blows past my wildest expectations by adding some rather interesting new mechanics to the mix. You're not just filling anything in your way with hot lead or plasma anymore. The Doom Slayer is now equipped with a more diverse set of weapons than ever before. Feeling a bit overwhelmed by the sheer amount and force of demons coming your way? Now defend, deflect, and even slice your way through just about anything with the Slayer's new focus on shields and defensive combat. I found myself utilizing this new razor shield mechanic more than anything in my arsenal. It's just so satisfying to shield bash into a charging demon, then blow his brains out with a super shotgun. But it doesn't end there. Take to the sky and your very own demon dragon, or decimate those below in a freaking Pacific Rim style super mech. I honestly wasn't expecting this kind of diversity when it comes to Doom's level designs, but once you get to experience it, you start to ask yourself, why haven't I had this sooner? I often replayed these same missions over and over again, not to see if I could discover anything that I missed, but because it was just so damn fun. And that's the best part about Doom the Dark Ages. It's just mindless demon killing fun that doesn't take much for you to enjoy it. Even after you clear the mission, it's almost impossible to put your controller down. Either it be to replay a previous chapter to find all the hidden collectibles you might miss, or to see what comes next in your demon slaying agenda. Doom the Dark Ages might not win any awards for its story or multiplayer functionality, but it doesn't need any of that to be extremely enjoyable. All you really need is that kick-ass soundtrack, a razor shield at your side, and a fully loaded BFG to take on the forces of hell and have one bloody hell of a good time. Doom the Dark Ages rips and tears itself a 9 out of 10.